relationship between China and Africa has grown significantly over the past few years as the two regions seek further development. CCTV America's Susan Roberts spoke to Professor Calestous Juma from Havard Kennedy School about where the relationship is heading.
The 90s and the beginning of this century, Africa has been focusing almost entirely on economic development. And the limiting factor to Africa's growth has always been infrastructure investments. And that's where China has been able to play a very important role, both historically, but even more in contemporary terms. So I expect that China's role in Africa's infrastructure investments is going to expand rather than diminish.
Let's talk about technology and how it is diversifying the African economies, IT specifically.
This is very much, the technology part is very much linked to infrastructure, because technology is really, to a large extent, around manufacturing, but you can't do any manufacturing if you are not able to move resources, goods, and services. And that's why China's investment, both in transportation infrastructure, but also in telecoms, has helped to lay the foundation that makes it possible for African countries to start thinking about other types of technology investments beyond telecommunications.
We know that the Chinese cell phone maker Huawei is really big there, but we also know that the Silicon Valley area in the U.S. is investing large in Africa.
These investments are very much driven by a changing interest among Africans to focus more on attracting foreign businesses and shifting towards manufacturing. We see countries like Ethiopia that don't export a lot of raw materials, but their relationship with China has been shaped very much by engagement with the manufacturing activities. This is also true of countries like Rwanda that are not major exporters of raw materials, but are becoming service hubs for trade in the region. And that's what is starting to attract firms worldwide.
Professor, 1 billion people in Africa. For so long, China has really benefited from the natural resources in Africa. Is that still the case?
The natural resource base has been a stimulus for historical partnerships between China and Africa. But over time, that has shifted considerably. Because if you look at countries where China is actually most active, they are not necessarily raw material exporting countries. And even more significantly, African countries themselves are increasingly becoming interested in industrialization, not so much in the export of raw materials. So the question of infrastructure for regional integration, the creation of markets within Africa, becomes a lot more important in these relations between China and Africa.